Hi, I'm Anupy Singla. Welcome to my ethnic kitchen. This is where I'm going to show you how to make easy, authentic Indian food in no time. The first thing that you need to know when you're cooking Indian is how to set up your spice kitchen. I know it can be a little bit intimidating. There's so many different spices out there to choose from, but don't worry. This show is all about holding your hand and walking you through the process step by step. A couple things that you want to keep in mind when buying spices. One is knowing where to buy them, and two, knowing to buy them in very small quantities to keep them as fresh as possible. There's lots of places these days that you can find Indian spices, but in Chicago, the Vaughn is still the heart of all things Indian. Patel Brothers is one of the largest and best stocked grocers on this strip. The key to buying spices, they say there, is keeping them fresh and using them up.
Buy it in a small size package, 7 ounces, and if you plan on using a lot, buy the 14 ounce. Take it, store it in a jar of some sort, and keep it in a cool, dry area.
When setting up your spice kitchen, what you first need is not even a spice at all. It's actually a spice box. In Hindi, that's called a masala dubba, and this is the quintessential tool in Indian cooking for Indian home cooks. Mother Jaffrey, the queen of Indian cooking, once told me in an interview that she's got her masala dubba sitting up on the counter along with all the bottles of oil and vinegar that she uses for cooking. The type of containers out on the market these days are usually made of stainless steel and are round. They've got 7 smaller containers that are round in them, and the beauty of it is the containers, they come out. They're small enough they can fit into the palm of your hand, and they come with a small spoon so you can dole out spices right over the pot where you're cooking. Remember, the key to really good Indian food is timing. You've got to get the oil heated just so, and you've got to get the spices in a certain order, which, believe me, you can get. It's not that complicated. If I can do it with a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old constantly vying for my attention, you can do it too in your own kitchen. Now, there's a reason why there's 7 smaller containers inside the large one, because it takes 7 essential spices to pretty much make any savory North Indian dish out there. Now, one of them is basic table salt, which you probably have in your cabinets right now. That's what I fill my middle container with in my masala dubba. The rest of them I'll tell you about, but keep in mind, there are hundreds of spices and spice combinations out there. Right now, though, you don't have to worry about them because we're going to fill up your spice box with the first 7 key essential spices. The first essential spice that you need in your masala dubba is cumin or jeera. This is a really tiny seed. It's kind of beige in color. And the way you use it is when your oil is hot, you'll put a little bit of it in there, allow it to sizzle and brown just so slightly. You don't want it to burn, of course, but basically it's essential to cooking really good North Indian food. It's got a nutty, warm, aromatic flavor and smell that is essential to good Indian cooking. Next, we've got turmeric powder or haldi. This is a beautiful, bright yellow powder that starts as a root. It looks like ginger root. It grows in the ground, but it's yellow on the inside, and the way they make it is they'll pull it out of the ground, they'll peel off that outer peel, boil it, dry it, and then make it into a powder. This has been touted by a lot of doctors these days for fighting a lot of ailments, including possibly Alzheimer's. It's very, very good for you, but remember, it carries a big punch. You don't want to use too much in your cooking. It's going to overpower it. So whenever a recipe calls for haldi or turmeric, just use a little bit goes a long way. Next is garam masala. Garam in Hindi means hot or warm. Masala is just a mixture of spices. Garam masala is essentially a mix of many spices, including coriander seed, cumin seed, cinnamon, Indian bay leaves, and other spices as well. Now, you can buy it from the Indian grocery store in a packet where all the spices are whole. You can grind it yourself at home, but if you're just starting out, buy it already in powdered form. Remember, it's kind of like the turmeric. You don't want to use too much in your dishes. It can be very overpowering, but if you use it in the right proportion to your dish, it can add a depth of flavor. Next is coriander powder. Now, it's powder that is derived from dry coriander seeds. You can, again, make the powder yourself at home, or you can buy it already like that at an Indian grocery store. I never grew up eating coriander powder in my food. My mom never really used it, but now I'm starting to appreciate what it does. It lends a little bit of a lemony flavor to your dish. The next one is red chili powder. This one I recommend buying from the Indian grocery store already in powder form, because using it and grinding it at home can be a real challenge to your eyes. You don't want to do that at home. But basically, this is what's going to add heat to your dish. I love it for flavor as well. So when you're first starting out, if you're not used to a lot of heat, use it sparingly. Eventually, use it more and more, and you'll begin to appreciate it for its flavor as well as for the amount of spice that it lends to your dishes.